Hello everybody and welcome to our end of season review and transfer special. We started the season at Radcliffe and we got them up to about 4th place in League 2. And then we were poached by Bolton to come in and do a job to save them from relegation. But then we did the unthinkable. Hello and welcome to episode 54 of To Be a Legend FM 26 style. As I said in the preamble, we started the series managing Radcliffe, and then having got them to the Football League, we were poached by Bolton to save them from relegation in League 1. And this is our story. My name's Mark, and today we have the end of season review and transfer special here on the channel, and we look back to a productive season. We've got our third promotion in a row. Not quite as we expected, getting out of League 2 into League 1. We skipped a little bit. And as if you've watched it so far, you will know the table is here, the final table. Huddersfield winning by 2 points in the end. Had a bit of a dodgy end to the season, didn't they? Lost 2, drew 2 and won the final game. We finished second. Something I will show you in a moment, which I hadn't realised. We finished second on 86 points. 2 points behind us, Preston, who also had a little bit of a wobble as we run into the end of the season, which was lucky for us because we didn't exactly cover ourselves in glory for those final 5 games as we were running really, really well up until that point. Watford finished 4th. And then it came Barnsley 5th and Doncaster 6th. They were all in the playoff places, as you'll see. Already Preston and Watford have been knocked out of the playoffs. It's Barnsley and Doncaster in the final. Relegated from League 1 to League 2. It's Blackpool, Wigan, Stevenage and Swindon Town, who pretty much were on the bottom all the way through the season. And what I did like in FM24 and isn't in FM26, if you're thinking about adding some stuff SI, bring it back, was when you used to be able to click and follow how a team had done through the season, their trajectory. And actually, it would have been very good for us to see how we climbed the table through the season, but we can't do that. If anybody knows how you can do it, let me know, because I haven't found a way yet to do it. Right. So there we go. We joined Bolton on the 6th of November 2027, and we're going to have a quick look now at where we were when we joined them. Well, we've travelled back in time, and if by the magic. I did say just now that Swindon have been on the bottom pretty much all season. There they are on the bottom. 16 games into the season. And as it was when we joined them, Bolton were down there as well in 22nd with just 12 points from the first 16 games. We won 2 games up until that point against 3-0 win against Chesterfield, a 1-0 win against Blackpool in pretty much a dire straits, if I say so myself, a -7 goal difference. 11-4, 18 against as it stood. As I say, 12 points. We were 4 points adrift of Stevenage and some 5 points adrift of Milton Keynes Dons, who were outside of the relegation spaces at that point in time. Huddersfield, who went up as champions, were sort of second place, battling it out with Preston, but Preston did have a 4-point gap at the top of the table at that point in the season, and they will be very despondent that they've actually missed out on automatic promotion and also in the playoffs, of course. Burton Albion, Doncaster, Wickham and Stockport County at that point in the playoff positions. So we joined Bolton. If I can go down here and have a look. Welcome to Bolton, it says. Also, somewhere, where are we? Bolton hire just offside in a landmark season in a move which was sure to spark plenty of heated debate. Mark just offside has left Radcliffe to join Bolton. Just offside lifted the Enterprise National League with Radcliffe in May and will now be afforded the chance to enhance his reputation by bringing success to his new club. Oh, just offside will face pressure to bring immediate success to the Tough Sheet Community Stadium, having stepped up from the previous standing to take sole charge, and will need to hit the ground running if he is to win over those who believe his appointment is a questionable decision. Do you still think it's a questionable decision? That's what I want to know. Darren Ferguson was considered to be favourite for the job, but it is unclear whether the club favoured just offside all along. I'm not sure if Sharon did, to be fair. But anyway, Sharon did decide to take me on, which was very good news. Radcliffe looking for a new manager. And Bolton were very disappointing in the Sky Bet League One so far in the season. Only won one of their last 5 games in the league. Right, we had a bit of a job to do when we came in. And, we got on with it fairly early. I'm not sure whether at this point in time we've actually played any games. I don't think we have. You'll see their run up until this point. A 3-1 win, I think, which was put nail in the coffin for the previous manager on the 3rd of November. In fact, that was probably at that point. Was the caretaker manager. They'd managed to get through the first round of the FA Cup, a 2-1 win against Scarborough Athletic, but otherwise season was very, very mixed and very, very poor, to say the least. So that's where we had to pick it up. We had a game against Lincoln City as our first game, and then we played Huddersfield in the Virtue Trophy Northern section, where we needed to get a win if we were to progress out of the groups. Let's go forward in time now and pick it up from there. Well, we'll be doing a bit of time travelling throughout this episode, but we've gone back into the future, and as you'll see, we've picked it up where we left off. And as we said, our opening game against Lincoln City, we got off to a absolutely stonking start. Lincoln City, 3-0 win on that day, and I think they were trying to impress me somewhat. Gale, McAtee and Etty, the scorers away at Lincoln City, and we got off to a splendid start. Players playing extremely well and gave me a bit of a headache, to say the least. And then we picked it up. Doncaster, it was a 2-2 draw. We lost on penalties to get knocked out of the Virtue Trophy Northern section, but didn't really matter. We had a job to do, and the job was to get us out of that relegation spot in League One. And, really, from there on, we... I don't know what the previous manager was doing, to be fair, because we didn't have a transfer window to pick any players up. We just got on with it, and we went on and beat Crewe 3-0, Leyton Orient 2-1, Colchester 4-1. We finished November off fine and dandy, and we didn't lose anything in December, including a 4-2 win over Gillingham in the Emirates FA Cup second round to give us a third round tie. Our first points dropped were in the new year as we started to stutter a little bit. Barnsley was a 2-2 draw. We back to winning ways against Swansea, and then we were knocked out of the FA Cup at the third round stage against Colchester, our series nemesis, giving us the thump there to start to get the wobble on a little bit. A 3-3 draw. Burton Albion, we hadn't lost again. Notice that. I know we lost on penalties, but we hadn't lost then. Burton Albion a 1-1. Blackpool 0-0. Leyton Orient 2-0. Huddersfield, we got revenge over the Virtue Trophy by a 2-0 win. And Milton Keynes Dons was our first loss for some time. Bearing in mind that we hadn't lost, had only won 2 games up until that point. I think 2 games, and obviously then we went on. I think after those 2 games that we lost, or we'd lost before we joined them, we only then went on to lose 3 more games all season. Crewe Oxford United. Oh, that was a friendly. Sorry, Crewe and Milton Keynes Dons. So only lost 2 games. Lost a friendly to Oxford United. And as we know, that meant that we finished in a very good second place in the table. As you'll see, Doncaster are playing Barnsley in the League One playoff final. Well, I didn't want to do that, really. What I want to do is I want to come back here. I want to go in here because what I didn't know, and I said to you earlier, is we were predicted to finish second. So you could see what a desperate stage they were in by being down in 22nd place. Everybody expected them to get promoted. And as I said, I don't know really what the manager was doing. This was our projected lineup. Obviously he's got players in here. That can't be right. I'm not confident that is right at all. So we'll ignore that. I want to go back to the Dream 11. Can I go back to the Dream 11? Right, might have to come out of there and go back in again to get our Dream. The Dream 11, Media Dream 11. Verson was the goalkeeper from Preston, and we had Scanlon on the left. Is that Matt Whitaker? No, it's Morgan Whitaker. And Chaplin up front. A lot of Swansea players in here and a lot of Watford players. But apart from that, not a lot else. And, that is how it looked at the start of the season. And we did finally achieve what we set out to do. I'm not quite sure what's happened here. That's better. So that's how it is. Let's have the end of season review. Well, end of season reviews aren't like they used to be in Football Manager. It's something else they could do with fixing. Whether they thought nobody really watched it or bothered with it, I don't know. So how do we finish up the FA trophy, the EFL trophy? We got knocked out. Doesn't tell us, does it? This is rubbish. It is absolute rubbish. Well, I don't like the end of season review, so we've jettisoned that, and we're going to look at the competitions as they come along. The Virtue Trophy, EFL Trophy, we ended up finishing that in 3rd place. Manchester City under-21s winning the group on joint 6 points with Huddersfield, separated, I'm guessing, by head-to-head. We dropped out with Notts County, so our thing was over. I'm trying to look for Radcliffe, actually, and I thought, there we go. They were in Group B and qualified out of the group. They were pretty much on a par before we left them, but they lost their last match against Mansfield 2-0. Mansfield won the group, and they won all 3 of their games and qualified out of the group. Manchester United under-21s and Harrogate Town didn't get through. How did the competition continue? The second round Northern section, Radcliffe, I'm guessing, got knocked out. Did they in this round? Northern, I can't even see them now. There we go. They didn't. They beat Barnsley by 2-0 after we left them and progressed to the 3rd round. And they got knocked out by Mansfield because they lost to them in the group as well. Got knocked out in that round. And the final, we can go through. Chelsea were winners against Newcastle, 4-0 in the Virtue Trophy final. Caribou Cup wise, I don't think it really affected us too much. I think we got knocked out somewhere way back down the thingy. Bolton got knocked out in the first round against Wrexham by 4-1. Wrexham, a championship side who we will be playing next season. The winner was Chelsea on extra time, again from Newcastle. So there's a bit of a theme coming along here. FA Cup, we know we got knocked out in the 3rd round to our nemesis of the series. Let's have a quick look. Where are we? Down the bottom here. 3-3 draw. Didn't lose as such. Lost on penalties, and maybe that's something we need to be a bit better at, is penalties. FA Cup final still to come. Chelsea in it. Could Chelsea get a double of the Caribou Cup and an FA Cup as well. Domestic Cup double is possible. League One, we already know about that. What we will do, though, is if we can go into the league stage, I think we can do our usual drill of the league table before we look at the stats for the season. Home records. This always bugs me that this doesn't sort itself. We were the best at home. We won 15 games at home, lost only 3 games all season, picking up 50 points at the Tough Sheet Stadium, losing to Stockport County, Wickham and Watford. The only losses at home, pretty much the only losses all season in the end. Huddersfield champions finished in 2nd place, and then 2 teams on 45, Preston and Watford. So pretty much the top mix of teams. Swindon only managing 5 wins at home all season, picking up 19 points from their total in the season. Away from home, excuse me, we weren't so good away from home, winning 10 times, losing 7 times, 36 points we picked up on the road. 5th, I think it is. Shame it doesn't do the positions on the thingy here, but Huddersfield were the best away from home. You can see why they ended up as champions. Wickham were the 2nd best away from home, Preston 3rd best, and Barnsley 4th best away from home. First half of the season, we've pretty much seen it. Huddersfield were top. We were down here somewhere. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12th place at the halfway point of the season. Mind you, we'd progressed 10 places because we were down in 22nd, of course. So we had progressed up through the table rather well. But that's where we were at that point in the start of the season. And then, as you know, the second half of the season, we had a better second half, 53 points picking up. We only lost 2 matches in the second half of the season, and finished rather well. Well, we finished well. Barnsley also finishing on a bit of a run. Huddersfield not doing so well, and Preston, of course, falling away in the second half of the season. Last 5 games of the season. Again, I don't know that this form tells us a lot. It's not picking up the points. There we go. Barnsley having the best run in the last 5 games of the season. Won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. Wickham 2nd, Doncaster 6th. They're all trying to get into that playoff place. Stockport, Stevenage, Cambridge, and we were down here somewhere. And Preston, as you see, well down as well. Only picking 8 points up from our last 5 games. 15 points available, only managing to pick up just a fraction over half of those points. So that's how it all ended. I think what we will do now is we'll have a quick look at who we brought in the transfers up to this, of course, and some of this activity wasn't down to us. We need to sort this because it doesn't like me. It does not like me. We've done it up the other way. Ashton McWilliams was the last man in June in 27. Did we not bring anybody in the January window? Surely we did. Yeah, I think it's gone the other way around, isn't it? We're looking at the wrong end of the thing. Who did we bring in? I think some players on sort of loan here. But January window, did we? January window, there we go. Yeah, in the January window, we brought in Sam Mather as a free agent. Callum Scanlon was one of our first signings, who we then signed permanently. Cardenas came in on loan from Crystal Palace. Tyler Tingy came in from Tottenham, also on loan. Shamera Mahuka came in, all on transfer window, the closing day, and Alberis, just to shore us up, to push us on a little bit as we tried to push on for automatic promotion, of course. And that's what we set out to do. We have had some players in. You probably saw them just now briefly. We have done a little bit of activity, I think, since the end of the end of the season. We've got a few free agents in to just test them out and see whether we want to keep them or not. More about that in due course. And we got a raft of players that went out once we joined on loans and things like that. Getting rid of a couple of players, Elliot Moore, Brad Potts. I think he was a goalkeeper, wasn't he, Brad Potts? No, he wasn't. He was a wing back. Got rid of him, Albert Wood, and a number of others. Right, without any more to do, let's go flying forward in time as we go to have a look at the budgets, I think. Well, you come back and join me. We're now on the 23rd of June, the day before the release of the fixtures, which will come up next. We have a wage budget of... am I looking in the wrong thing here? On our wage budget, we've got 33,000 available. A wage budget of, tell me, a current wage budget of 287. £287,185. We're committed to 223,777 per week at the moment, which gives us 32,000. I'm not sure how that works out. That doesn't add up to me. 287 or wages of 284. I think that's because we've probably got some transfers waiting to come in, so that's a better way of looking at it. As it stands, transfer budget of 523 million. That's chopped and changed a little bit because we have brought in some players. More about the players in just a moment as we look forward. But one other thing that we do need to just sign off on is the League One playoff final. It ended up 1-1. Barnsley winning on penalties. Ogbu scored after 60 minutes. Molyneux after 89 made it 1-1. Couldn't be separated. It went to penalties. And as it was, Barnsley putting away all theirs and Laidlaw missing for Doncaster, which meant that Barnsley were promoted to the Championship along with us. So that is how that has ended up. I think we can go in and... Can we go in here? Doesn't want me to. We were going to go in and have a look at the final table and how they finished up, but it doesn't really matter. So that's how it's all ended. And we have, as I say, the fixtures coming out tomorrow. We'll have a quick look at transfers to date. If we can sort this down. Right, Lucas Stevenson, I think, has come in. Right, let's just sort this. Lucas Stevenson has come in and joined us. I think he's on permanent. We have brought him in. He has signed a contract until 2030. 15,775 a week. He didn't really want to join us and refused to start off. So if ever in your saves you get a free agent that refuses and refuses, thing to do is keep pecking away. Just wait, let them stew for a little bit, because as long as they've got nobody else coming in for them, they then suddenly realise that your offer is probably better than what they're going to do. And happened with Lucas Stevenson. So he is he can play up the spine of, he can play as a central defender, a defensive midfielder. He can play as a midfielder. He can also play as a right-sided wing-back, which is pretty much where I think we will be using him more often than not. He may end up playing in defensive midfield on occasions. So that is how it goes. I can tell you that Xavier Simons wants out. He's kicking up a right old stink, wants to leave. We turned down. He's got a release clause in his. If we go in and have a look, can we go in and have a look? Xavier Simons, where are we? Where are you, Xavier? There he is. Right, we go into personal and contracts and have a look. He's got a minimum release clause of 5.25 million. So Sunderland came in and made an offer for him. And they made an offer about £3 million. I think it was a bit less than that, plus add-ons, made it £3 million. And I turned it down because it wasn't matching the release clause. And it says domestic clubs in higher division. And they are in the Premier League. So, rule stands. Now, I don't know if this is a bug or just testing me out. So I turned it down. And Xavier Simons wants to know why I've turned down because he wanted to go to Sunderland. And I said, well, you've got a release clause. Nah, got all shitty with me. And we've started to lose the dressing room a little bit because they're all up in arms because I didn't let him go. Which is monstrous because you then get a player coming to you and saying you need to strengthen the side, otherwise I'm moving on. We're getting rid of our best players. Come on. So, yeah, as I say, I'm not sure if it's a bug. I don't think he's going to be around for very long, Xavier Simons. And another one we're having a similar problem with is Chris Farino. He is wanting out. He's getting a bit uppity as well. I think he's seen our friend Simons playing the old card, and he's doing. Once again, we have a minimum fee release clause. We've had a side come in, want to pay about 100 grand for him. I've said no. He's got a release clause of 800,000 for a domestic club in a higher division, and he's got the cob on as well. So we've got two players that are not happy and a bunch of other players that are not happy because they're not happy. And as I say, I think we're likely to get a little bit nasty at some point or other and get rid because they are not doing us any favours. But Lucas Stevenson, the only player currently having come in. Right, we will round up on the transfers properly in a later part of the episode, but what we're going to do now is jump forward to fixture release day. And you join me for fixture release day. It's out, and we are going to start the season in the Championship against Millwall. And I believe there's a Carabao Cup thingy coming up as well. Millwall and Wrexham, our first two matches. Our first away match against Millwall, away at home against Wrexham. Carabao Cup, as I say, still to come. Then in December we will play West Brom on Boxing Day and Middlesbrough at home on New Year's Day. So there are the two sides. And we finish off the season against Barnsley, who were promoted through the playoffs with us out of League One. But we've got a tough April, as it turns out. Burnley, Huddersfield, who came up with us, but as champions. Oxford United, who we lost in a friendly last season. And Southampton are run in at the end of the season. Let's hope it's not all relying on us winning those games, unless we're in fine fettle by that stage of the proceedings. Championship is a tough division to get out of course. So we work hard on that. That is fixture releases. What we're going to do now is we're going to go for a pre-season roundup. Well, we've jumped forward to the 20th, I think it's the 29th of July as we hammer down towards the 5th of August. We've got one friendly game left to play. That's against Lille from France. And as you'll see, we've played four friendlies. Chorley, Bamber Bridge, Atherton Collieries, they're all associate clubs that we've played. And we've also played against Leyton Orient. We beat 3-1. Leyton Orient, I think, are down in League One. So they're, I think we must have played them last season. We did. Let's have a quick look. Beat them 2-0 in League One, 2-1 and 2-0 in League One. Beat them 3-1 on this occasion, as it turns out. Let's have a quick look at the scorers. We've had a gentleman by the name of Cameron Archer in, but we have a little bit of a caveat. He's been very prolific scoring, and we've tried to sign him, and he's gone to Coventry. Not because he's, in bad books or whatever, but he's gone to Coventry, literally. Some other players here that we will note, will probably come to them in transfers. Ethan Williams scoring, Egan Raleigh and Morley, the scorers, as you see, very, very good at against Chorley, 4-0. 5-0 winners against Bamber Bridge. Cisse from the Cisse, Morley from the penalty spot, and Cameron Archer scoring a hat-trick. And then he scored another brace. As you see, why we wanted to sign him. Ethan Williams again on the score sheet, and Alcala, Alex Alcala, who is on he's a free agent, and we're looking at him. He's on trial with us. And then Max Conway, Cisse again, and Friel. I think that was Cisse's first game leading the attack because Cameron Archer has decided to go to Coventry as opposed to come to us, which is very, very annoying and very, very poor. Talking about transfer, then let's have a look at the transfers that we've brought in. A raft of free agents, as you'll see, including this Alex Kalaka, or Kalala. He's come from Manchester City. I think we ought to sign him, really, don't you? He can play across the attacking midfield. He can also play a bit deeper, and could be worth a bit of a run. He's American, 22 years old. He's currently 2 stars, but has the potential to be a 4-star player. And his first touch is extremely good. Good at decision making as well. His determination's not up to much, and his jumping reach isn't up to much. He's only 5'7", but could be useful. Cameron Archer, as we mentioned, he's gone to Coventry, an important player for them, and we'll have to watch him when we come up against him, because I'm sure he'll want to sign for us. Amir Ibragimov. Have we actually signed him? I think we have. Amir Ibragimov. He's on a contract until the 31st, so you will remember him from our Radcliffe days. We've managed to bring him in again. He's good across that attacking midfield and a little bit deeper, and a very big push. Can play up front, although he's not convincing. His aggression is 16. He stacks up. He's not. He's also 5'7", but we've played him pretty much on the left side or in attacking midfield, and to date he's worked in both those positions. We're also looking at Imran Lusa, but I think he's going elsewhere. He's got a bid in from numerous teams: West Brom, Blackburn, Altai and Wrexham, so we're up against it. Wanted him as a replacement in here for Xavier Simons, who's still trying to get out of the club at rate of knots. And hasn't quite happened. I think we'll have a look in a minute. I think he has. We have agreed a deal with Sunderland again. So Heather and a number of players there, as I say, coming in as free agents. Some other ones that we've brought in on permanence, which we ought to look at. Cisse, we've got him in permanently. I didn't realise that our loan deal with him did include a optional clause of £2.5 million. We have brought him in for £2.5 million. He will lead our attack, I think, pretty much this season. Was good at the end of the season. Hopefully will be good at the start of the season. He's a championship player, currently 3.5 stars, can be a 4-star Premier League player. Kamari Doyle's coming from Brighton. He can play as an attacking midfielder and also can play as a midfielder. He will... He's not off to the best of starts, but we can hope on him. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. We hope he will do the job. He's just 22 years old. Ethan Williams, I think you saw him, can play down that left side pretty much, can play across, can play down the right side. He's not convincing down the right side, but he is a versatile player, and he's coming as a squad player till 2031. A 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. That's why we brought him in. He's got potential to be a superstar, and if not, earn us a lot of of money. Ethan Williams coming on a freebie from Manchester United. Roman Egan Riley. He has come in and he is a squad player till 30-31. 3.5-star current ability, 4 to 5-star. Again, you can see the potential here, can't you? He is a central defender. His technique's not fantastic, but he's only 21 years old. I'm hoping that he will improve as that, but his decisions, his determination, his anticipation is good. His physicals are good as well. 6'2", tall, and can head the ball as well. It's not particularly good from set pieces, so we won't get him taking penalties and all that sort of thing. The rest, as I say, are free agents. We've shown you those. Outgoings, Chris Farino got his move. He's gone to Rotherham. I don't think we'll see him again. He will come back, but we'll do. Oliver Smith has gone out on loan. No other notables really leaving us at this junction time. They're all gone out on loan, so we've not brought in any money as such. As said, we hope we will see the back of Simons because he's causing untold trouble in the dressing room. Can we have a quick look at the transfer activity? Outs. He's not on there, is he? Which is a bit of a worry. Joe Randall. We rejected a contract from Preston. We want to hang on to him. We've asked him to sign a new contract as well. 28-year-old player, but I think he's still got scope for doing stuff for us. We've made a couple of, as you'll see, offers made here, but I'm not expecting them necessarily to come in. Right, we're going to jump right forward now to the precipice of the new season, and we will set the scene ready for our series to continue in the next episode. And as I thought, Xavier Simons is looking at Sunderland have made a far better offer. It's just short of our the 5.25 million release clause. Still not meeting the release clause, which causes a bit of an issue. But anyhow, we have agreed a deal. 3.2 million up front. We'll get up to 5 million at the end. They're going to pay 2 instalments for 875, and then after 20 games, £1 million to us. So yeah, 5 million or just over 5 million for him. So hopefully he will get his move out of this place very, very soon because he'll be chafing at the bit. Radcliffe Vitek, a goalkeeper we're looking to bring in. We will probably get rid of Brad Collins if that is the case. Radcliffe Vitek played at Bristol City in real life last season. And he's wanted by a number of teams, but I think we have got the upper hand because we've had a note to say that he's gone through a work permit thingy. I'm not expecting him to get the work permit actually, but I think we will be all right because we have a number of ESCs. So we've only used one of them. I think we've got 4 in the championship. So I think we will be able to use that for him, and I think he will be our first choice goalkeeper going into the new season. Just need that sorted. Don't think it sorts until the 7th of July, so it's probably going to miss the first game of the season as it turns out. Right, so that's where we are. Alfie Devine has refused to sign a contract, and we've got this guy from Liverpool with an option to buy. Don't really want it. Trying to sort out there to get him in as defensive midfielder because we seem to be struggling, especially if Simons goes out and we've got a little bit of money in the budget. We've still got a little bit of transfer window to play with as well, of course. Right, with that all said and done, fixture schedule wise, we have a Caribou Cup match against Sheffield United. We didn't show you that. It's away at Bramall Lane in the first round of the Caribou Cup. We'll see how we get on against that. We did finish our friendlies, a 3-2 win against Lille. We were 3 goals up in this game after 54 minutes. They came back at us, and it's something we've got to learn and stop shipping goals, which is why we could do with a decent goalkeeper. Braghamov and Cisse, who's leading the attack now, as we said, got 2. Those two played extremely well together. So I'm hoping they will strike up a real partnership in the championship this season. Right, the one thing that we haven't done, which I think we can do, can we do? We need to go in here to do it. This is the season preview. We are expected to finish 20th Three teams go down. Huddersfield, Portsmouth and Barnsley are expected to go down. Huddersfield and Barnsley coming up with us, which is good because out of the three teams that came up, they're not expecting us to join them, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen, of course. Teams coming down out of the Premier League: Burnley, Wolves and West Ham, as they did in real life. How thingy is that? I mean, a couple of years on, but West Ham, Wolves and Burnley coming down in real life. That's who got relegated out of the Premier League in game this season. But as you'll see, there's some really good sides, and the team, the Dream 11, made up pretty much of West Ham players. There's Krajek, who is playing in defence from Wolves, Andre and Gomez and Arias. The other players from Wolves, and then we've got one from Burnley, Tanny in goal, and Adley from Sheffield United, the other players in the Dream 11. So they will be the players to watch this season. Key players are on the list here. Do we get a better view of that? No, we don't. So far, £112 million has been spent. West Ham spending the most, £24.42 million. Two players in, one player out. Plymouth, the lowest transfer spend. They haven't spent anything. And they've had 4 players in, 5 players out. You know where we are. So that has pretty much brought you up to date. We have a opening day in our next episode. It's a match against Millwall. Never played them before in this series. Sheffield United then coming up in the Caribou Cup. So I hope you will be able to join me for that. And I also hope that you have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend as they are released. And of course, our other series, The Rothosen Redemption. New episodes of To Be a Legend released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Best way of keeping up to date what's happening on the channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. And well, hope to see you for the next episode. Thank you for watching today. I will see you on Monday for episode 55, our first 2 games of the new season. Till next time, goodbye.